Epictetus, c. 50 AD c. 135 AD, was one of the most influential Stoic philosophers of the Roman imperial period. His teachings, though surviving only through the writings of his students, have had a lasting impact on philosophy, ethics, and the art of living. Epictetus's life story is as compelling as his philosophy. Born a slave, he rose to become a revered teacher who emphasized personal freedom through the mastery of one's own mind and attitudes. Early life and background. Epictetus was born around 50 AD in Hierapolis, a city in the Roman province of Phrygia, modern-day Turkey. Very little is known about his early life or family. What is certain is that he was born into slavery. His name Epictetus means acquired or obtained in Greek, reflecting his status as a slave rather than a freeborn citizen. His master was a wealthy Roman named Epictetus, who was a freedman and a secretary to the Emperor Nero. Despite his servitude, Epictetus was allowed to study philosophy, particularly the Stoic tradition, under the guidance of the Stoic teacher Gaius Musonius Rufus, who was known for his austere and moralistic style. From slavery to freedom. At some point, Epictetus was freed from slavery. The exact date of his emancipation is unknown, but it was after gaining his freedom that he fully devoted himself to philosophy. He settled in Rome, where he began teaching philosophy, attracting students from various walks of life. His approach was practical and focused on how to live a good and virtuous life regardless of external circumstances. However, his teaching career in Rome was cut short. Around 93 AD, the Emperor Domitian expelled all philosophers from the city, fearing their influence might lead to political unrest. Epictetus left Rome and moved to Nicopolis, a city in Greece, where he founded his own philosophical school. This school became a prominent center of Stoic learning, philosophy and teachings. Epictetus is often categorized as a Stoic philosopher, a tradition that originated in Athens in the early 3rd century BC with Zeno of Citium. Stoicism teaches that the path to happiness and freedom lies in accepting the natural order of the universe, living virtuously, and controlling one's own mind and reactions rather than external events. Epictetus took these principles and made them accessible and deeply practical. Control what you can. The core of Epictetus's philosophy is the distinction between what is in our control and what is not. According to him, we have control only over our own judgments, desires, and aversions, not over external events, other people's opinions, or physical possessions. Freedom and tranquility come from focusing on what we can control and accepting what we cannot. Inner freedom. Although born a slave, Epictetus famously taught that true freedom is an inner state. Even when physically enslaved, a person could remain free by mastering their thoughts and attitudes. Virtue as the highest good. Like other Stoics, he believed that living a virtuous life exercising wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance is the only true good. External goods such as wealth, health, and reputation are indifferents, neither inherently good nor bad. Dealing with adversity, Epictetus advised embracing hardships as opportunities to practice virtue. Instead of complaining or resisting what happens, one should accept life's challenges with dignity and rationality. Practical exercises. He recommended regular self-reflection, meditation on death and fate, and rehearsing how to respond to difficult situations. His style was direct and sometimes harsh, encouraging students to face reality without illusions. Major works and legacy. Epictetus himself wrote no books. His teachings were recorded by his most famous student, Orion, a Roman historian and philosopher, who compiled them into 2 main works. Discourses, a series of informal talks and discussions on various philosophical topics. They provide detailed insights into Epictetus's method of teaching and his practical ethical advice. Enchiridion, Manual, a concise handbook summarizing the essential Stoic principles that Epictetus emphasized. This manual became a classic guide for living a life of reason and virtue. These works influenced not only later Stoics but also a broad range of philosophical and religious thinkers. His ideas permeated Christian thought, Renaissance humanism, and even modern cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, which echoes his focus on controlling one's thoughts and perceptions. Personal characteristics and influence. Epictetus's reputation was that of a humble, sincere, and deeply moral man. Despite his humble origins and former slavery, he lived simply and eschewed luxury, embodying the Stoic ideal of self-discipline and endurance. His influence extended far beyond his lifetime. Philosophers such as Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic writer, were inspired by Epictetus's teachings. Marcus Aurelius's meditations reflect many Stoic themes of inner discipline and acceptance. In modern times, Epictetus's philosophy remains relevant as a guide for resilience in the face of stress, loss, and uncertainty. His emphasis on distinguishing what we can control from what we cannot is a foundational idea in psychological resilience and ethical living. Death and historical impact. Epictetus is believed to have died around 135 AD, likely in Nicopolis, where he had spent his later years teaching. Although the exact details of his death are unknown, his legacy has lived on robustly through his students' writings. The Stoic philosophy he championed became a cornerstone of Western ethical thought, valued for its practicality and moral clarity. In a world full of uncertainty, Epictetus's teachings offer a timeless roadmap to personal freedom, peace of mind, and ethical integrity.